Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Big Thizzle 75 back at it with another video. It is Tuesday. It's a little cooler than yesterday. You can tell in the background it's a little cloudy. We're supposed to have a little rain system coming, I believe, Thursday. So I'm just out and about, getting some steps in. I am getting ready to watch the New York Knicks, who are about to tip off in a few minutes. Figured I'd get some steps in before I watch the game. But as you can tell by my hat, this isn't about the New York Knicks. This is going to be mostly about the San Francisco 49ers. And I know a lot of my followers within the Niner Empire might be wondering what my thoughts are concerning this team. So, here's the scoop. Now, if you watched my video yesterday, in the beginning, you heard me say I really didn't have much interest in watching the Super Bowl. I didn't mind if I listened on the radio, but I wasn't interested in watching all them, $8 million, 30-second commercials. I wasn't about all that. I gotta be honest with you, though. This little uninterest, I've felt like that all year. Not kidding. And what's real uncharacteristic about it is that the 49ers are in that equation. Let me break it down for you. Now, after our failed Super Bowl 58 run, get more on that in a minute. Usually after every season ends, one of the things I ask myself is, what are the 49ers going to do in the offseason as far as personnel when it comes to free agency or the draft? And usually when those two events happen, with the long offseason that football is, free agency and the draft are two good things to wet my whistle. As far as free agency goes this year for the 49ers, honestly, I didn't see a move that could have put them over the hump. Then again, with the personnel that we had, a lot of people coming back, we probably could have ran it back had we stayed healthy. But that's another story for another day. Now, as far as the draft, I didn't know what to expect. But we had a, looks like, we had a good crop of players. Some guys that could potentially develop into key players for this team. After that, it's kind of like a dead zone for a little bit. And when the middle of June to early July gets here, that's typically when the football juices in my body start to flow. January came, really didn't feel much. Okay. Training camp comes late July, early August. I still feel nothing. 49ers first preseason game. And as the season's going on, you saw everything that went down. It was just, it was all bad. It was all bad. Injuries, inconsistencies. We couldn't get the job done. It just wasn't our year, and it happens like that. But for the past few months, I'm wondering to myself, why am I feeling like this? Because this is new to me. Y'all know how I am about my football, my 49ers football. And I thought about it, and honestly, I think this all goes back to the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. Man, I just remember going to the Hard Rock in Sacramento that day, watching the game, and I'll never forget that dejection I felt when Casey scored that winning touchdown in overtime. I had to drive back 90 minutes home in traffic in Sacramento. It was a very long ride home, and all I wanted to do was just get home, be alone, and be with my thoughts. That ride home sucked. And I think one of the things that I was curious about is, take a breath for a second, is just wondering what this team is going to do to get to that next level. Honestly, I didn't think I saw enough in the offseason to get us over that hump. But then again, like I said, we did have the personnel to go back had we stayed healthy. Just didn't work out that way. Now, I mean, it's weird how I felt about this team this year. And I know some of y'all saying, well, the 49ers sucked this year. And I mean, you had a bad season. The NFL isn't that fun. And that's true. Winning makes football more fun. So it wasn't fun that year. But there is a difference between fun and enjoying. I can remember worse teams, worse San Francisco 49er teams, whether it's 2004, 2016, 2005. I done seen worse 49ers teams than the one we felt in 2024. And I can never recall feeling this disinterested. I mean, in the past, I always made my plans around the 49ers, whether it be Sunday, Monday, Thursday, whatever. The Niners play for 3 hours. Nothing else matters. I ain't doing nothing else. They have my complete attention. This year, I was just, I don't know. I mean, the blown leads, the injuries. You know, as the season went on, I recall myself falling asleep during the game, turning the game off early. This is stuff I never do with this team. They really got to piss me off for me to do that. And I think they did that a lot this season. Not blaming nobody, just the way things worked out. So why am I feeling like this? I mean, did Super Bowl really LVIII really break my spirit? I mean, I'm about to be 50 next month. Thank you. And I've had the privilege up until I was 19 years old of us winning 5 Super Bowls. And I'm now going on year 30 without seeing us lift that trophy. And I don't know how to feel. I said this before, I said it again. If you told me after the Niners beat the Chargers in the Super Bowl that we would go at least 30 years without winning a ring, I would have thought you were smoking something. We were the 49ers, and we always will be. We just haven't had our moment. We've been close a few times, and we've come up short. So I guess I'm saying this all because maybe to just try to help make some sense to this. I mean, any 49er fans out there watching this, I mean, how did you feel after we lost that Super Bowl? I know it's old news, but what was your way of thinking going into the 2024 season? Yeah, I mean, it's just weird. I mean, maybe I didn't see enough, but there's a lot of things that just goes into it. But it is what it is. 2024 is thankfully over as far as the football season, and the year, of course, is 2025. You know, we got the combine coming up soon, then you got free agency, and then you got the draft. I don't know what the Niners' plans are. I know I heard they're planning on trying to give Brock Purdy an extension, which will be good. I hope they don't overpay him. He does deserve to get paid, though, so we'll see what happens. As for Deebo Samuel, I kind of saw the writing on the wall last season with his play. Hey, you want to go, go. I'm not all about for players, you know, that want to move on and don't want to play with us. So, thank you for your contribution. Maybe it is time to move on, but I'll let fate handle that. Whatever happens, happens. Outside of that, I know I said earlier I liked how the 49ers drafted last year. There's just one thing that I didn't like, and that for whatever reason, we did not address the offensive line. I really wish we would have did that for not only depth, but Trent Williams is getting up there. I don't know what his future is, but eventually we're going to have to replace him. And I was hoping that the Niners would have addressed that need last offseason, but it didn't happen. I hope they do it this offseason. I mean, as for 2025, I don't know. The football season just ended. I'm just going to take a break from football and focus on the Knicks. But I just wanted to get on here real fast, maybe talk a little 49er football. Like I said, I know some of you are probably wondering my thoughts about this team. I think as a Niner fan, I'm going to be okay. But I was definitely shell-shocked after that Super Bowl. And I don't know, it just made me feel weird this year. I don't know if anybody else felt that way. I'm only speaking for myself. But that was my dilemma. I mean, there were times I wanted to come on here and just voice how I felt. And whether I didn't have the time or I didn't have the words, either way, I'm here now, and this is what you get. Last season's in the books. 25 is going to be a new year. And I think as long as we keep most of the personnel and get some key free agents, maybe have a nice solid draft, who knows? Maybe we can get back to the mix again. But I'll worry about that as the offseason goes on. And that is it for now. Hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. And I will get y'all next time. Late.